a 1 and 9 Urban Gentleman collaboration.
Remember when I couldn't get a feature on a mixtape? Remember when I used to get a pack and split it 6 ways? Really good at whipping that white with the kid day. I'm just riding down, wanna not. Just riding down, wanna not. Riding down, wanna not.
So who we got today?
Sean Hunter.
Uh-huh.
I mean, but they call me S. Dot Wordsmith.
Yeah.
Poetic name. So my brother over here, Torchmics, asked me to come through. Blessed to be here for sure.
Yeah. Appreciate you coming through, man.
Word.
You know what we doing every Monday.
What's that? Talk to me.
Well, you tapped in with Torch. Every Monday we do the poetry.
Oh yes, sir.
Spoken word series.
Spoken word,
Getting ready for the to deliver Dot project, dropping the EP. So we keeping everybody in tune and you know what I'm saying, tapping into another skill set that I ain't even know that I you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But yeah, I saw this brother online one day and I started checking out his poems and I'm like, damn, dude, dope.
Yeah.
And it was one in particular, I forget it. It was a minute ago, but I'm like, yo, and I put them flames. Then you know what I'm saying? We networking, yo, appreciate you, whatever. He tapped into one of my joints.
Right.
Put the flames or whatever it was, and then we've been locked in kind of ever since.
Facts.
You know what I mean? And we represent Urban Gentleman. That's the brand and everything. So
Dope.
when I see a Urban Gentleman,
Right.
I'm drawn to it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, yo, so I want to get him tapped in, get him to come through. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate, lyricism. You know what I mean, of all types. You know what I mean? And the first time I heard the brother, you know what I mean, I said, yo, he's dope. You know what I mean? And I think we should always show love, especially as black men. You know what I mean? Just to uplift everyone.
Words
you know what I mean? Because, we work hard every single day. Sometimes we feel defeated.
Yeah.
But sometimes just seeing that love helps us move forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I wanted to make sure I gave you that. You know what I mean? Word.
That's what's up. Or
Yeah, so you out of Queens.
Queens, all my life, Jamaica, Queens.
Yeah, all right, straight out of Jamaica. All right. So you came here today from Queens.
From Queens, straight from Queens.
How's the
yeah.
traffic? It wasn't that bad.
Wasn't that bad. Sunday, know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad, know what I mean? Well,
Yeah.
pretty smooth.
Yeah.
That shit was, all right.
It wasn't bad.
I'm like, damn.
Word. I wanted to make sure too. I'm sorry to cut you.
No. Yeah. Now what you about to say?
I'm saying I wanted to make sure too, because I was telling the brother the other day during the week when I put the MapQuest on, it's like 2 hours. I'm like, nah, man, I can't be doing that. That'd be that.
It said 2 hours?
Yeah, 2 hours because of the traffic.
Because of the traffic. Okay.
Traffic.
Yeah.
So like
yeah.
the weekend,
Yeah.
Saturday is tough, you know what I mean, because the kids, whatever. But Sunday, I said, let's make it happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, word.
Yeah.
Speaking about being an urban gentleman, man, how many kids you got, bro?
I have three.
3.
Yeah, 2 girls and a little man.
That's what's up.
Yeah, it's a blessing right there.
Word, it's
definitely
definitely a blessing. It's a little different with them girls, ain't it?
Definitely different, man. But it's a blessing, man. Obviously, as a man, you want your firstborn to be a son. You know what I mean? But I was blessed with 2 beautiful girls, man. And it's a different vibe, you know what I mean? Because they take care of you. You know what I mean? They're all about their dad. You know what I mean? And obviously, your son, you want to instill the morals and values and rough them up and stuff like that. But the girls give you a little softer side. You know what I mean? And make you more in touch with life. You know what I mean? And just try and be the best man you can.
Yeah.
So definitely my blessings, man, for sure.
Yeah. Now coming from Jamaica, right?
Yeah.
For those who haven't been to Jamaica, how would you explain it to them? How would you explain Jamaica?
Jamaica, Queens. It's just like New York in its total is a melting pot. You know what I mean? You go one block and see a lot of grass and nice trees, and another block you see the hustlers. You know what I mean? The projects. You know what I mean? So it's a good mix. You know what I mean? And that's how I was, born and raised in Jamaica, Queens, where you can have that diversity of having both sides. You know what I mean? Seeing both sides, see what you want to aspire to and what you want to come away from. You know what I mean?
That's a good breakdown, man. That's a real good breakdown. Yeah, I like that. And poetry. Have you done like hip hop at all? Have you rapped or anything?
Nah.
No?
I mean, when a little kid.
Yeah.
As we all probably did. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Growing up, I've always been a hip hop head.
Yeah.
Since day one. But never, I've always enjoyed lyricism. You know what I mean, in whatever type of form. You know what I mean, I've always was my favorite rapper of all time is Redman. You know what I mean?
Come on, man. Come
Yeah,
on,
yeah,
man. That's what
yeah,
I'm talking about.
From Dot for sure.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
I'm not saying he's the greatest, but to me, he's the greatest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, I've always loved, you know, metaphors, similes, and stuff like that. Creativity. You know what I mean? You know, respect to people that, you know, that straight to the punch or whatever, but I like to think. You know what I mean? So I like to go back and then, like a movie. You know what I mean? You see a good movie, after the first time you come back, you see it again, you're like, dang, I didn't see it the first time.
Yeah.
So that's how I see lyricism as. You know what I mean? I want you to leave from wherever you hear me or see my writing and be like, oh man, I didn't know this was what this was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah.
Nah, that's
fire.
Yeah, I like that.
You know what I mean? How long you been doing the poetry thing?
So performing has been since 2022. Poetry, I would say my, you know, transition well to my pops, but about 13 years ago, I started doing poetry, like writing poetry. Because, long story even longer, there was a gentleman by the name of Sean Bell. I'm sure you probably heard of him.
Yeah, I heard of him,
He
yeah.
was shot 50 times by cops.
Yeah. So
In my mid-20s, I think it was, I felt compelled to write something about it, right? And send it off to different platforms or whatever the case may be. And when I showed my father, he was like, yo, you should think this, you know, you should make this a career. Like, you really are a good writer.
Yeah.
I laughed it off, you know what I mean? In my 20s, I didn't really care about it, you know what I mean? But so when he transitioned, I kind of wanted to pay homage to that.
Yeah.
I started writing. But I was never writing about, you know, sad things, anything like that. I was just writing more so of inspiring and inspiring other people and stuff like that. So I was sending it to different people, you know, mostly females, you know what I mean, some of my friends, whatever the case may be. It was like they was tapped in, they started to enjoy it. So when 2022 came, I wrote a book inspired by my daughter. That's actually her on the cover right there. And when I wrote the book, I said, you know, so let me try to start performing it, you know what I mean? And then I started trying to memorize it, you know what I mean, which is a difficult task, I'm sure you know as a rapper. Just wanted to put myself to the test, you know what I mean? And I started doing that, and yeah, so since about 2022, yeah, been performing.
Yeah.
Right.
Nah, that's what's up.
You been doing a lot of performances?
Yeah, so all around the city, I try to, because you know, New York always have different venues and different outlets for spoken word artists and poetry or rappers or whatever the case may be. So, yeah, I go through all different boroughs. You know what I mean? Wherever I see somebody may hit me up, or I may see it online, and I'll try to show up and just try to perfect the craft. You know what I mean? Because to be honest with you, I found my purpose through writing. You know what I mean? I never knew I had it. You know what I mean? And I'm seeing how much I'm inspiring people. I'm bringing awareness to different circumstances that we have to go and endure, and just yeah. So just trying to bring awareness to what we have to go through every day and what we see. You know what I mean? So yeah. So that's why I'm doing it. Word.
Now you said your first time performing live was 2022.
Word.
Do you remember that first time?
I do remember that first time.
Yeah.
Man. Definitely nerve-wracking. You know what I mean? Definitely stumbling through my words. You know what I mean? But I said, let me try it. I mean, I'm not afraid of failure. You know what I mean? Even though it was definitely nerve-wracking. Even now, you know, even though I'm getting better with it.
Yeah.
Even now, every time I step on that stage, I definitely get nervous. You know what I mean? But I think nervousness is a good thing, man. First of all, it shows you that you are that you love what you're doing and that you want to be great. You know what I mean? So yeah, since 2022, I've been doing it. But yeah, I do remember. Sorry to go back. I do remember that first performance, and I did well. I'm sure you're the same way. I'm my biggest critic. You know what I mean, my biggest critic. So I felt like I didn't do well.
Yeah.
You know, the crowd came up to me and said I did well. But yeah, so
You just knew you felt as though you could have did better.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what you're supposed to strive to.
Yeah. Of course.
So yeah, but yeah, I do remember it, and it was definitely, it was shaking in my eyes, but people resonated with it. So yeah, it was dope.
How was the process in writing that book? Like, what avenues did you have to go through? And was it easy? Was it hard? How long did it take you?
So it took me about a year. I think I started from one December to the next December, right? And the process was definitely different, man, because I never thought I would aspire to write a book, you know what I mean? But it was actually, once again, my daughter inspired me because at the time, I told you I have 3 kids. and we're like this, really close knit, right? But at the time, she was starting to rebel. And I'm not just saying that she's a perfect little girl, but to me, she's definitely a perfect little girl. But at that time, she was starting to do a little mischievous things. I was trying to figure out, why she's doing this, because it's not like her. Her other two siblings is definitely like that, but not her. So I realized that she felt like I was giving too much time to her other two siblings. What I was trying to do was trying to give the two siblings the same amount of time as I gave her at their ages. You know what I mean? But it's difficult doing 10, 12-hour shifts, and you know what I mean? So it was hard to really maximize my time. So then she's a genius, like for real. So she's an avid reader. And at the time I said, I have to try to make something that just her and I could share. You know what I mean? So I said, let's go to the library. We went to Queens College, and I gave her a pen and pad. I took a pen and pad. I said, let's create this book. And I said, I kind of like structured the format, the structure, the book, whatever. And she didn't write. I wrote the entire book in its entirety, but she all the characters in the book is named by her. You know what I mean? And each chapter, each paragraph, each sentence, I made sure I went by her to make sure that she felt that connection. You know what I mean? And that we can share, for the rest of our lives. I mean, so even though this is her on the cover, I want to make sure she was really, really in depth in what's going on. You know what I mean?
I like that, man.
Yeah, that's fire.
I like that, man. I really like that.
Appreciate you.
Now, rest in peace to your father, man, for real. Now, how important of a role do you feel like fatherhood is to a child?
Man, I mean, it's so important, man. Instrumental. Obviously, both mother and father plays a role. I mean, but the mother, I would say, is when the nurturing part.
Yeah.
And that's the young ages. I mean, I would say from birth to maybe like 7 or 8. And obviously the father is still there too, but the father is there to instill these morals and values for the rest of your life, man. And you take his experiences and you take his teachings and tutelage for the rest of your life. That's what my father was for me. I mean, I was blessed to have the best man that I ever encountered with as a father in my eyesight. I mean, so his tutelage I give to my kids and so on and so forth. I mean, even through friends, he was a father to many of my friends on the block. You know what I mean? Always being there because unfortunately, through different circumstances, the father may not be there, separation may happen. I mean, but he was definitely a staple in the community. You know what I mean? And so. If I could be half the man he was, I mean, I did my job.
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah. Now, out of all the places that you perform poetry at, what was your most memorable experience?
That's a good question. Most memorable. Well, the New Yorker, I definitely performed.
The New Yorker Poetry Cafe.
Poetry Cafe. So it's a staple in New York, as going
it
on for years. I mean, so that was definitely a marketer. You know what I mean? So that might be one of the biggest ones, which was like kind of like a mark on the checkerboard, so to speak, if you get what I'm trying to say, because even though it wasn't the biggest crowd I've ever encountered, it was definitely something that if you're from New York, if you're from the tri-state area, you want to touch down on. You know what I mean? So yeah, that was probably, I would say, the biggest one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
So you said what made you start, right? So let me ask you this: what is it like coming up in the poetry circuit? Like, how is that?
It's dope if you like all things, man. And I never thought of thinking about this in the beginning, but there's some politics that go along with this too.
Like everything.
It's like everything else. It coming from just average Joe. You know what I mean, you wouldn't think it is, but that's what it is. Some people see you as competition.
Yeah. And
try to be gatekeepers,
Yeah.
right? And I'm not even going through that. You know what I mean? Like I can care less. First of all, what I mean, even though I have people, that come see me, whatever, I roll solo. You know what I mean? And my whole path is maybe completely different from what they're trying to do. Obviously, you want to, if anything that you're good at, you want to make finances towards that. That's the last thing on my plate. I'm trying to really inspire. I'm really trying to give back. I'm trying to, like I said, hopefully through my words, help people become the best versions of themselves. So all that other stuff, the politics, the gatekeep, I can care less about. Because when you have purpose, you can't be stopped. You know what I mean? When you're giving something from the creator of all, God Himself, it don't really matter. I mean, so coming up to answer your question, I'm sorry to go around the block.
No.
To answer your question,
that's a good spin right there.
Yeah, to answer your question though, man, it's like it's funny because it's like, man, this is not supposed to be a platform for that, man. Like, why you're worried about if someone is popular now or if someone likes another person? We're all put like this: if you was the only rapper ever, we're missing something. If I was the only poet ever, we're missing something. I mean, when you have different people that they give you different experiences, different ways of speaking their words or whatever it may be, that's how the movement continues to move forward. I mean, so that's how I feel.
Yeah.
Word up. Yeah. So could we get your book anywhere? Tell people where to get your book from.
Yeah, so sorry to cut you off. It's called Shelby's Heroics.
Yeah.
It's spelled CHELBYS. Heroics is spelled HAIROICS. It's on all major platforms, on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Kindle. You can pick it up everywhere. Real quick, just to give a quick synopsis. It's a fictional story about a girl that after an accident at her mother's hair salon, she's electrocuted. And as she's recovering, her and her parents come to realize that she developed abilities depending on what hairstyle she has. So she has braids, she has super strength, and she has a ponytail, super speed. And she uses these different abilities to help out her peers and so on and so forth, but also growing up as a young 11-year-old girl in New York City and stuff like that. Yeah.
That's
fire. Dope, man. That's dope. I haven't heard of nothing like that. Nothing, man.
Word
I like
up.
that.
That's hard.
So I'm writing a screenplay to it now because my words to God, I'm making a TV series. You know what I mean, because we definitely need our imagery out there. You know what I mean, all this garbage that's on TV, also on social media and stuff like that. We need to show a different side of the false narratives that's being put out there.
Word up.
So yeah.
Yeah. I like that, man.
I appreciate you. Word.
I like that, man. You got a good head on your shoulders.
I appreciate that.
You know what I mean? You're definitely a good father from what I see.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Well spoken.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. I see you hard working. Yo, man. Yeah. I definitely appreciate you tapping in.
Nah, blessed.
True
like
urban gentleman, you know what I mean?
For real.
Nah, blessed now. Like I see, it's just coming through. You know, I appreciate the setup y'all have. You know what I mean? Y'all definitely, you're well spoken. You're well spoken as well. Like I said, I've been seeing a brother doing his thing, man. And finances aren't the best right now, but as soon as they are, I'm tapping in for sure, man.
You already know what it is.
One thing I definitely do is, even though I may not be able to do certain things, I make sure I forward to people that can do that. I mean, just to see you, and that's how we grow. That's how we better ourselves. Word. So
make sure you give your handle and everything, man. How to find you, how to follow you.
Yeah. So
what you got coming up?
So on Instagram, I'm s.wordsmith. That's S.DOT_wordsmith. If people still got Facebook like me, old school, it's my government Sean Hunter. That's SEANHUNTER. And so you can just see me. Like I said, I'm writing these screenplays. I'm writing a movie as well. I'm writing a screenplay. I got a couple of things going on. So I just gotta start with the procrastination and finish it up. And so that's what's. And you can see me all around the city, man. Just trying to inspire, man. That's the best way I could call it. Yeah.
That's what's up.
Now we definitely appreciate you, man. You know we're gonna hit this rooftop, do what we do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But we appreciate you, man. If you can give a little view of the book for everybody.
Sure. That's my daughter right there too.
That's what's up. And I got one more question for you.
Yes, sir.
What does to live or die mean to you? What is your view on to live or die? What that look like for you?
To live or die. To not be redundant, but just to aspire to be the best version of myself, man. You know what I mean? Every day, you should be striving to, for me, to get closer to God, man. Whatever that God looks like to you, whatever the creative all looks like to you. And once again, we're gonna all fall short, but to strive every single day to be the best version of yourself, man. that to me is live or die, man. Because if not, you're dying slowly.
My man.
You know what I mean? Word.
Talk to him. You heard it. Heard
like
it from
that,
my man S. Dot. You heard him, huh? Talk to him.
Yeah.
What's up.
Appreciate y'all.
Nah, man. I mean, you can't top it off. You know what I'm saying? Can't beat that.
Word up.
Can't beat that, man. That's it, man.
You already know, man.
So we about to hit this rooftop, man. That's it. Definitely. Thanks again for coming out.
Thank you, my brother.
And we're gonna do what we do.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you.
Sean Hunter, all the way from Jamaica, Queens, New York. He goes by the name of S. Dot _ Wordsmith. Check him out.